All right, let's see if we can cover all these damn topics in 15 minutes.
Catfish tragic. Online savage, real life average.
I just put up another episode of my weekly podcast on patreon.com/AdrianExpression. It was over an hour long. We got into a lot of stuff that the patrons want me to talk about. So make sure you go over there and check it out. Let me know what you think. I wanted to give an update because I was talking about it last video on the whole Ari Lennox situation. This is her manager, and he tweeted this out. Hey everyone, Ari is safe and appreciates the support and everyone checking on her. And I'm very happy for that update because it seemed like we went such a long time without knowing what the hell was going on with her. So I'm just happy. I mean, he didn't say that she was released or that she was free. He said that she was safe, and I don't want to read too much into things, even though that's that's what I do. I'm good at doing that. But yeah, I'll be happier when she is back to tweeting and in our faces and stuff. But that's the latest on her. What else? Really quick, I just wanted to point out the fact that Zendaya looked really cool in this dress. Like, this dress is really fucking cool. And apparently on her Instagram story, she said that this was a reference to Doc Ock, the villain of Spider-Man. It was just, I was like, oh yes, that's how you do it. Nothing more I just wanted y'all to see the dress if you haven't seen this shit already. We all know that Beyonce is preparing to take everybody's money yet again with this new Ivy Park drop, Halls of Ivy. They put up a new ad, and honestly the internet went kind of crazy because Rumi and Blue kind of they stole the entire spotlight. It's just so wild to see how fast they're growing up. Like, oh my gosh, somebody on Twitter was like, I don't know why Beyonce's holding Rumi when she's almost taller than like, pretty soon, I feel like they're gonna be taller than Beyonce, and she's gonna be looking up to them. I always wonder how that feels, like, as a parent, to watch your kids grow from, like, you can literally hold them in your arms to watching them, like, skyrocket to be taller than you. I always wonder how that feels, and I'm gonna keep wondering how that feels because that kind of thing, the parent life, is not the life for me. But it was so cute to see them in the ads. I want to see where's Sir Carter at. Where's Sir Carter? What's up with Sir Carter? Speaking of somebody cute, I just wanted to show you this recent video of Solange spinning and smiling and shit. Nothing to say, nothing, just vibes and being amazing, being a cool ass artist, being a bad bitch like she always is. What else? I'm talking about really nice, beautiful stuff because, bitch, let me tell you something. We got some bullshit coming on later. Coming later in this video, it's some bullshit coming. Barbados is now a republic. Remember, I covered this, the fact that they were going to do it, but now they actually did it. They had a ceremony for the shit and everything. A lot of people attended. I have no idea why Prince Charles' ass needed to be there. I don't know why he needed to fucking make a speech either, but it is what it is. His annoying ass presence was offset by the fact that Rihanna was there. Barbados gave her this award, this National Hero Award. I think she's the second woman in history to have that. But the president of Barbados, Sandra Mason, of course spoke. She said, we ought no longer to be found loitering on colonial premises. We must seek to redefine our definition of self, of state, and the Barbados brand in a more complex, fractured, and turbulent world. Our country and people must dream big dreams and fight to realize them. So congratulations. I remember she said, you know, it's time for us basically to leave our colonial past behind. But like I said, Prince Charles was there, and the little blurb from his speech that caught a lot of headlines was this. He said, from the darkest days of our past and the appalling atrocity of slavery, which forever stains our history, the people of this island forged their path with extraordinary fortitude. The Queen, apparently, maybe they woke Lizzie up. I don't know if they're able to, but apparently the Queen or somebody, or her ghost or something, wrote a fucking statement. And, you know, she talked about, over the years, our countries have enjoyed a partnership based on common values and shared prosperity and close collaboration on a wide range of issues. She said, I'm glad y'all are still a part of the Commonwealth, and I look forward to the continuation of the friendship. That's what she said. That's what the Queen said. She said, I look forward to our continuation of the friendship. I did not know that. Listen, I didn't know enslavement and colonization was fucking friendship, but bitch, we're gonna just keep moving. I look forward to the continuation of friendship between our two countries and peoples. As you celebrate this momentous day, I send you and all Barbadians my warmest and good wishes for your happiness, peace, and prosperity in the future. Propaganda is so funny. Like, that's all I'm gonna say about that shit. But I love what Nadine White said on Twitter, and she works for The Independent. She said this: those whose families benefit from slavery should apologize, open their purse, work to cancel debts of former colonies, invest in those economies, set up and finance reparations committees in former colonies to remove slaver statues, erase empire stains, etc. I had to read the tweet how she said it, you know, because that sums up perfectly how I feel about the entire situation. It's like, bitch, stop all that talking. Oh my God, the atrocities of slavery. Let me fly my ass over here and talk about the atrocities of slavery. And we're gonna be best friends. We're gonna be friends. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, reparations, open your purse up, apologize, and get these shits invested in the period. Like, that's it. I don't want to hear none of the bullshit y'all hoes talk about. And I also heard that Jamaica will be re-examining their constitution in the next year, in 2022. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's just like, yes, please leave this bullshit behind and go forward, move forward. And the next step, I believe, is to demand everything that them hoes took. Yes, I think it will be a long and hard fight, but I'm so happy that they're not remaining silent, period. Congratulations to Barbados, because these motherfuckers are messy. They're messy as we see. I'm gonna move forward now into, speaking of mess, messy ass politicians. All right, look at this shit. I mean, he's not a politician yet, but fraudulent ass Dr. Oz said that he'd be running for Pennsylvania Senate. Of course, he is running as a Republican. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, Dr. Oz. He had a TV show. He is known for making false and baseless medical claims. I remember seeing this one insider article talking about the many times that he just flat out lied about shit in the medical industry, to the point where in a 2015 letter to Columbia University, where Dr. Oz is a professor, 10 doctors said that he promoted quack treatments and cures in the interest of personal financial gain. I feel like this is common knowledge. But as for his political future, this is what he said about it. He said what had encouraged him to run was how officials were handling the pandemic. He essentially said that the pandemic has been mishandled by elites who stifled dissenting opinions, mandated policies, and closed our parks, shuttered our schools, shut down our businesses, and took away our freedom. So I feel like the stereotypical politicians, you know what I mean, the career politicians are already terrible enough, but you have these motherfuckers who don't know shit at all, the Trump shit, the Dr. Oz type shit, you know what I mean, going in there. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. There's a whole bunch of news coming out. I saw this headline about Trump's dumbass. We haven't spoken about him in a long time, thankfully, but he is up in the headlines yet again. Trump apparently tested positive for COVID-19 the day before an event with Gold Star families, who he later blamed for infecting him. Also, Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, reveals in his forthcoming memoir, obtained by The Guardian, that Trump tested positive for COVID-19 on September 26th, which was also 3 days before his first presidential debate against Joe Biden. I mean, he was he was in there maskless, just talking. But for me, it's two things. The first thing is, like, all these people, when these headlines about Trump, like these kinds of headlines about Trump come out there, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so sick, he's so evil, this is a new low. Like, I want everyone to stop being surprised. Stop being surprised by this man. You know he don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. Like, stop being, oh my gosh, how could he do that? What are you talking about? Were you not there when he was president? Like, were you born today? Stop playing with me. Actually, it's three things. The second thing is, if you think that these announcements or these people, you know, talking about what the types of crazy and selfish things that Trump did is going to, you know, hurt his chances of being elected in the future, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Or, like, gonna really mean anything to his supporters. This shit, they don't give a fuck. This shit is crazy. And the last thing is that I hate when these like aides or these people who worked for the Trump administration before, or people who left or whatever, come out with these revelations, and do they expect a pat on the back? Like, bitch, you were in the office, you were helping him do this shit. Now y'all want to tell on him? What do you mean? What are we gonna do with the information now? Like, what do you want us to say? Oh my God, you're so brave for letting us know all the damage you bitches caused while in the office. Like, bitch, what do you want us to say? Like, they writing books, they making money off of like destroying people. Like, all these previous employees of the administration talking about, yeah, he was just so horrible, he's so evil. Bitch, why was you working for his ass? Get out my face. So I'm sure you saw the headlines about Omicron being the next variant that's going around, the COVID-19 variant, right? So it had been first announced, I guess, in South Africa, and immediately Joe Biden hopped his ass up and was like, bitch, travel ban. Travel ban, bitch. You said Africa? You said Africa, nigga? Niggas? It's niggas? Travel ban, bitch. But what's interesting is just like, just because it was just first detected there doesn't mean that it's not already over the goddamn planet, the entire planet, you know what I mean? And also, just because, you know, medical institutions actually work in South Africa, you know what I mean? Like, they actually do their surveillance job when it comes to viruses and COVID-19 well over there. They actually caught the shit, and doesn't mean that the shit didn't originate from someplace else. So, bitch, I mean, he immediately hopped up and said, you niggas, he immediately hopped up and said, you African motherfuckers is giving travel ban, bitch, period. I mean, that's it. So I just waited, like everybody else was like, okay, girl, everybody rolling their eyes. Days later, I don't know if it was like one day later or a couple days later, CBS says, Dutch health authorities announced on Tuesday that they found the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus in cases dating back as long as 11 days, indicating that it was already spreading in Western Europe before the first cases were identified in Southern Africa. NPR says it's been found in countries across the globe from Scotland to Canada. It's still unclear where the latest known strain originated. Yet the travel restrictions specifically target nations in Southern Africa. This prompted blowback this week from African leaders and public health officials who say the bans will do more harm than good and discriminate against countries in the region. So it's just wild. And see, this is one of the reasons why I really fucking hate politics, because they'll take certain actions, they'll do certain things with covert purposes, right? But then use propaganda, like frame it in a way that tries to hide its true purpose. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a large part of what humanity does in general. But in politics especially, it's so annoying to see. Like, it's so fucking annoying. And you can bet your entire life you ain't gonna see no fucking travel ban, like hardcore travel ban on entire regions of Europe. Like, you're not gonna see that. On a lighter note, I've also been seeing those Omicron/Omarion memes, and it has me cackling. If I was Omarion, I would release an album so quick on you hoes. You bitches been making jokes on my name this entire time. Like, I would capitalize off that shit. So apparently 4 students died and 8 were injured at Oxford High School in Michigan. Apparently, like, a 15-year-old boy came there with a gun and started just shooting it off. There was a video of students like escaping their classroom because the gunman was apparently like knocking on the door trying to pretend to be a sheriff and saying like, oh, you know, basically I can't hear you, let me in, it's safe to come out. And the people in the classroom were just like, nah, we're not taking that risk. And apparently the guy who was doing the shooting said, see my badge, bro. And that's when there was just like, yeah, you ain't no sheriff, we're going. But it's just crazy to me how we've become so desensitized to this shit, you know? Of course there were headlines about it, but it's just not as huge of a story as it maybe would have been in the past, as it should be. But the fact that it happens every goddamn day in this country it's just terrible. It's terrible. It feels like we're walking a tightrope above hellfire. That's what living in this country feels like. And when you read the news, it's just, and honestly, if high school students dying, you know, elementary kids dying by gun violence in schools where you should be fucking learning won't motivate this country to do anything, it's just, ain't shit gonna be done. Ain't shit gonna be done. So to end this video, remember that on December 1st in 1955, Rosa Parks sat her ass. She said, you bitches want me to move from this white section, then bitch, you gonna have to make me. That's exactly what she said. Her actions were one of the main catalysts that sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. We already know what he is, but I saw this floating around on social media. I think this is from the Rosa Parks archive in the Library of Congress. And she said, I had been pushed around all my life and I felt at this moment that I couldn't take it anymore. When I asked the policeman why we had to be pushed around, he said he didn't know. The law is the law. You are under arrest. I didn't resist. I want to feel the nearness of something secure. It's such a lonely, lost feeling that I am cut off from life. I am nothing. I belong nowhere and to no one. There is just so much hurt, disappointment, and oppression one can take. The bubble of life grows larger. The line between reason and madness grows thinner. The reopening of old wounds are unbearably painful. Time begins the healing process of wounds cut deeply by oppression. We soothe ourselves with the salve of attempted indifference, accepting the false pattern set up by the horrible restrictions of Jim Crow law. There's a lot more, obviously, but those words were so moving because, like, especially the sentence where she said the line between reason and madness grows thinner, when she was like, I want to feel the nearness of something secure. It's just crazy how haunting those words are and how much it still applies today, you know? So yeah, I didn't mean to end it on such a downer, but it was just profound to me and I had to share with y'all. But hope this video helps you get through the week and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Don't you wanna come excite me? Sink your teeth into it, don't tread lightly.